Here we go. We finally made it. Stanley Cup playoffs 2020. We got through the play-in rounds. Here we go. Finally, best of 7, first round of the playoffs. In the Western Conference, we have Calgary versus Dallas, Vegas versus Chicago. In the East, we have Tampa Bay versus Columbus. Those are the only 3 games on day 1. There was a 4th that was supposed to be Boston, Carolina. That got moved because of Tampa Bay and Columbus's absolutely insane game, which we will cover shortly. It was a spectacular night of hockey. Just an amazing first night. Let's get right into it. All right, let's start with the craziest game of the night, craziest game of the playoffs thus far, and one of the craziest games in recent history, if not in history. This game between the Columbus Blue Jackets and Tampa Bay Lightning was the 4th longest game ever recorded in Stanley Cup playoff history. There were so many records broken in this game. Just to name a few, you had Korpisalo facing 88 shots. So Tampa Bay got 88 shots. Korpisalo saved a record 85. Korpisalo made more saves in this one game than Matt Murray did in his entirety of the play-in round. I think he was just 3 saves away from getting the same amount as Koskinen from Edmonton. That's how insane today was. You had Seth Jones setting a record. He played 65 minutes. The man played over a game, and he was fine after. He was ready to go again. You had Werenski playing over 60 minutes. You had Hedman at 57. I'm pretty sure Hedman, when he was on ice, he had 70 plus attempts for and only like 25 attempts against, shot attempts. Insane. Oh, this game, it had it all. You could have taken a nap after the first overtime, woken back up, and there would still be 2 periods of overtimes to go. That's how crazy this was. So let's just go break it down, the scoring summary, quick right here for you. It is the Columbus Blue Jackets getting on the board first on the power play. It's Texier. He takes a shot from the point. It ends up deflecting off of Dubois. Dubois stays hot. It beats Vasilevsky. They're up 1-0, 2:39 into the first period. Around 4 minutes after that, Braden Point then gets on the board in like similar fashion. This time it's Kucherov firing it down from the point, and it deflects off of Braden Point and through Korpisalo. So within the first 6.5 minutes, there was already 2 goals, and everyone thought this is going to be one of those games where it's like a 6-5 game. The goalies decided otherwise. In the second period, it's just chances and chances. Tampa Bay is out-shooting. They're out-shooting Columbus throughout this game, throughout these periods. They're generating chances. They're able to actually, unlike Toronto where they were on the outside a lot, they were able to use the perimeter and then get the puck into the middle, to the top of the circles, and getting a few nice chances in. But it's actually Columbus who scores the next goal, and that was with under a minute left. The puck gets sent around, and it's Bjorkstrand from the corner, and he just turns and fires, and this shot goes over Vasilevsky's shoulder, under the bar. It was a snipe. There was inches available, and he hit it perfectly. And that's it. It's 2-1 Columbus going into the third period. And like the first period where goals were just pretty in quick succession, this happened again as well. Because 23 seconds in, it's Yanni Gourde scoring. It was kind of this kind of happened a lot to Vasilevsky in the round robin bit, where the puck actually got behind Korpisalo, and Korpisalo kind of went fishing. And he manages to get there on time, to reach back and get there on time. However, the puck ends up sneaking by, and he ends up kicking it into his own net to make it 2-2. Yanni Gourde gets credited the goal. Unlucky, but that's the way it is in the playoffs sometimes. Both goalies have been playing brilliant at that time. They were still playing unbelievable. So then we go into the first overtime period, and then the second overtime period, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth. And at 10:27, Braden Point, the puck is on edge. It's kind of like a scramble play. He's above the dots, above the top of the circle, and he just collects this puck that's on edge and fires it. And that puck is like knuckle pucking, like you saw in the Mighty Ducks movies. And it just fires into the top corner. Braden Point somehow got this like surge of energy. His celebration was like they just won the Stanley Cup. And it must have felt like it because they just played the fourth longest game in history. Braden Point scores the game winner in the fifth OT period. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, after Korpisalo played unbelievable, setting records for the amount of saves. It's Braden Point and the Tampa Bay Lightning taking this game 3-2 and taking a 1-0 series lead. Just to go over some of this stuff, if anyone has anything negative to say about Seth Jones, I'm pretty sure he took all the doubters there and just said, screw ya. 65 minutes, he was a beast. Hedman, he was a beast as always. And then you had Korpisalo, who had a .966 save percentage. Vasilevsky, .968. So Vasilevsky still made 63 saves this game. Korpisalo, 88. Not 63. Sorry, Vasilevsky 61 saves on 63 shots. Korpisalo 85 saves on 88 shots. Unbelievable. There might have been a little bit of controversy. You can call it controversy in this game. Early on in the game, Seth Jones takes a penalty where he's beat and he kind of wraps himself around the forward, swings his stick around. He got a penalty for it. In overtime, in that fifth OT period, same thing happens with Cam Atkinson, I believe, and it was Hedman. But obviously he's a lefty, so he's coming from the other side. He doesn't really get his second arm, his free arm wrapped around as much, but Cam Atkinson still goes down. I didn't think it was a penalty shot, but I definitely thought it had to be called a penalty because it was so similar to the earlier penalty on Jones in the beginning of the game. So my big question is, does time and when these penalties or these, let's say, potential infractions occur in the game, is that what matters? If Hedman did that in the second period, would it have been called? Or if Jones did that in the fourth overtime period, would it have been called? Consistency needs to happen. I don't think any time, or depending when it is in a game, you call it or not. I think it still needs to be called, and I think that was a missed opportunity there. But not much you can do now. It was a brilliant game. This series is going to be phenomenal. Tampa Bay takes game one, 3-2. Next up, we have game one of the Calgary Flames versus the Dallas Stars. Now, this game was it was a really good game. Actually, it was a good game to watch, but it was hard to watch for me anyway. Following the Columbus game, my eyes were glued to Columbus Tampa Bay, and I really only caught like snippets of Calgary Dallas. So the majority I had to go off just like the highlights. I wasn't able to catch the full game, see it all the way through. Just saw a little bit here and there, and definitely, obviously, I tuned in to see the final couple minutes just to see how it finished. So let's just go over the scoring summary here. Calgary scores first at 10:54, power play goal from Dubé, assisted by Backlund and, surprise, surprise, Milan Lucic, who I think is on a point streak now, if you include the play-in round. So I don't know what's going on with him, but it was a beautiful play. Backlund feeds it over to the left side to Lucic, and it was just a quick collect the puck and fire it to Dubé. They were in on the 3-on-2. Dubé a little like a one-timer-esque NHL 20 style, and he scores, gets his second of the playoffs, including the play-in round, and Calgary's up 1-0. And then right after that, not right after, 8 minutes after that, it's Dubé. He goes and he cycles behind his net, picks up the puck, and he just puts on the Jets, flies through the zone, into the Dallas Stars end. I don't know who the defender was, but he burns him going around wide, and then he drops his left shoulder, cuts in around Goudobin. Yes, Goudobin started, not Bishop. Bishop didn't play the last game either. He was back up this game. Anyway, Dubé drops the shoulder around the defender, curls around Goudobin, pots in the wide open net. This was a phenomenal goal. This guy was on fire all night. He's been on fire since the beginning of the playing round. He must have had a great quarantine period because he's looking good, and it's exactly what Calgary needed. After the first period, Calgary's up 2-0. In the second period, nothing. They exchange okay chances, nothing too significant until there's like a minute, not even a minute span, you would say. It was literally like a 15-second span where Dallas gets back in the game. Gurianov scores from the point. He's on the right point and he fires it. And Pavelski creates the screen. You think it'd be Pavelski going for the tip, but he doesn't even tip it in. It gets through Talbot. He scores. He cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. Then off the draw, Dallas ends up securing the puck again in the zone, and Jamie Benn just fires it, and it just squeaks through Talbot. He definitely wants that one back. It's good for Ben. He needed that. That was his first goal of the playoffs. But yeah, it was a rough goal. I was like, oh no, that's the Talbot I'm used to seeing, not this guy who's stopping everything. And Dallas ties it up 2-2 within, I think it was like 9 seconds. Yeah, 9 seconds. They end up tying it up 2-2. But no worries there because Anderson then gets one of his own. It's not as bad as Jamie Benn's goal, but he comes over the blue line for Calgary. He fires it. It looks like it hit the defenseman's stick, and it fires over over the blocker of Goudobin. It was a nice shot. I think Goudobin would want that back, but it was a well-placed shot, you can say. And Anderson helps Calgary take a 3-2 lead. In the third period, nothing happens really, in my opinion. I only watched the final 5 minutes, and really Calgary just shut it down. Dallas couldn't really get anything really going, and that's how it ends. Calgary gets the win. They score 3, Dallas 2. Calgary takes a 1-0 series lead. Just some notes, Goudobin, he had 23 saves on 26 shots, 885 save percentage. Cam Talbot, on the other hand, 24 saves and 20 out of 26 shots against, 923 save percentage. You can expect Talbot back in for Game 2. I am assuming Ben Bishop, he dresses for Game 2 for the Dallas Stars. There we have it. All right, last game today for Day 1 of the playoffs, first round of the playoffs, because Boston and Carolina have moved on, and they're going to be playing on the 12th. We have the Golden Knights versus the Chicago Blackhawks. This game, let's call it the Riley Smith show. Robin Leonard got to start and play against his former team, even though he's just with them this year. And Corey Crawford he laid an egg. He laid a rotten egg this game. So let's just quickly go through it. First period, there's no goals. Chicago did, in my opinion, look like the better team overall through the first period. In the second period, 7:22 in, it's Shea Theodore. He scores. He comes in off the right point and he snipes over Crawford. Crawford probably would like that one back. Assisted from Smith and Martinez. That's 1-0. I do believe Crawford should have had that goal over the glove. It didn't hit anyone. It went straight in. He kind of just whiffed on it and missed it with his glove. So that's at 7:22 of the second period. 9:39. It's then Carrier scores from Reeves and Roy. So he gets his second of the playoffs, and this one just squeaks past. So Reeves they're doing nice cycle play. Reeves comes out from behind the net and he kind of fires it far side. It squeaks past Crawford. I think it might have been going in anyway. I think it's Highmore gets absolutely bullied over by Carrier, and then Carrier just pots in the open net. Buck's just sitting there by the post. That's 2-0. At 10:51, Chicago gets one back. This one is a goal by Kampf from Brandon Saad. This was actually really nice. It was a shorthanded goal. Saad takes the break, and he's basically, Theodore's going back into his own zone. Saad's able to strip him of the puck as Theodore gets back into play, into his defensive positioning. Saad's able to drop the puck back using his backhand, goes to Kampf, and he scores over Leonard's blocker. It was a beautiful shot, great goal. Not the best decision-making or play by Theodore, but that happens. And it's 2-1 after the second period. In the third period, Riley Smith scores. He gets 3:32 into the third period, and this is another one Crawford should have had. He's coming in off his off wing, and Riley just fires a shot like Mark Messier-esque. It's going high blocker. Crawford, for some reason, had his blocker a bit twisted, and the puck just hit it, and it flipped over behind him and dropped in the net. He should have had that goal, another one he should have had, and that makes it 3-1. The fourth goal, you can't fault him at all. You can fault the Chicago Blackhawks defending, their positioning, because Smith ends up getting in. He gets a break in. It was a nice little passing play. Marchessault, basically, he gets in. It's going to be a one-on-one, and Riley Smith beats the defender coming back, and Marchessault gives a nice little sauce pass from the red line over the blue line. Smith picks it up on his backhand, and he does the classic. He just stays on his backhand, fires it top corner. It's 4-1, and that's how the game ends. Chicago can't really get much going. Crawford, 4 goals against on 34 shots. He had an .882 save percentage. Leonard, 1 goal against on 20 shots, .950 save percentage. He looks good. I expect Leonard to be obviously starting again in Game 2. Chicago, do we just write this one off as a bad game, Corey Crawford, or do we go to Malcolm Subban? That's going to be the tough decision they have to do. I'm guessing Crawford's back in again. You can't just stymie him there and say, no, what, you're not in, you had one bad game. It's one bad game. It's a best-of-7 series. But Chicago's goaltending needs to step up, because the Golden Knights are just going to fire shots on you. They have a potent offense. They're an all-around good team. So Chicago's goaltending need to show up if they have any chance of salvaging this series. In the end, Golden Knights get 4, Chicago gets 1. Golden Knights are up 1-0 in the series. And that's it. That's it for day 1. Day 2, some more games. We'll get that Carolina-Boston game. That'll be on early. Can't wait for that one. I hope Carolina absolutely smokes them. But yeah, good day. Great way to start. Golden Knights look strong. Calgary and Talbot were able to secure the win against Dallas. And Tampa Bay, well, what you can't just round of applause to both Tampa Bay and Columbus. What a game. That's going to be a phenomenal series. Okay, see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.